Hi, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome to the Let's Keep Moving with Risha podcast. This is Risha. I'm a motivational speaker, content creator, and I love talking about things that will help you keep moving in your life, especially on areas like your life, mental health, love, growth, and everything in between. So if you're ready, without further ado, let's keep moving. Hello, beautiful people of Spotify and YouTube, and thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited. Grabe, I feel like this episode is really divinely created kasi I've been through a lot the past couple of weeks, and those things that I've experienced are worth sharing on a sit down video and with you guys. So supposedly, the plan for this week's podcast is dapat I was supposed to bring people in or bring a person in, fellow content creator. Pero di kasi siya natuloy kasi I was also so busy the past few weeks because there's a lot of things that happen and we're going to talk about it today later. But I guess my main point for this episode is all about outgrowing your younger self, moving out season, and what home really feels like. Feeling ko kasi, parang yung mga viewers ko, kayo, is stepping into new seasons. Be it college, be it adulting, be it working early, be it, a full-grown adult. 'Di ba? A full-fledged adult. But anyway, ang realization ko recently is how I miss home. So, hinatid na ako ng parents ko sa Batangas City kasi nga, back to university na ulit, girly na ulit ako kasi nga last semester na, hopefully last semester na, hinahatid ako every start of semester kasi dadalhin na ulit yung mga gamit ko back sa apartment, yung mga ilang gamit ko. And this time, it feels different, but I feel excited. Actually, yung hinatid ako ng parents ko, nung sumabay kasi ako palabas kasi dadalhin ko yung laundry ko dun sa shop sa labas. And di ako tumitingin sa kanila nung pababa ko ng sasakyan. I was just like, thank you guys. Bye dad. Bye mom. Inaasar ko pa sila. Bye mom. Bye dad. Only to realize na pag tumingin ako sa mata nila, maiiyak ako. And that's always what I usually feel like every time na hinahatid ako. Kaya sabi ko, oh my gosh, pag hinatid ako in a place where I would live there, maiiyak talaga ako. Because I think I've been so attached to my family this season and this lifetime. I've never been this close to them. And it's hard to leave places where you feel safe, where you feel so attached to. And sabi ko nga, iba yung level of comfort, assurance kapag uwi ka sa inyo because this is what home feels like. I would always say that Taal feels home and it could be that for you for other places or kung ano yung hometown nyo. But recently kasi, especially nung nag-start na yung semester, which was just last week, January 20, I've been so stressed. Like, I didn't see the pressure coming. I've been so stressed lately, not just because of school, but because of a lot of decisions that I have to make because of work stuff. I had to let go of a huge opportunity to grow and be with amazing people. I had to let that go. I had to surrender. I had to ask myself series of questions na oh, should I give this up? Should I not give this up? Should I continue doing this? Should I not continue doing this? Ang daming questions. And yung mga lessons na natutunan ko sa mga nagdaang linggo, bite-sized lang ng mga lessons recently ang isi-share ko sa inyo today. And it all goes down to outgrowing your younger self. And how painful, how sad, how unwilling you can get in the process. And it's sabi ko nga, it's so good timing. Like, divinely created talagang podcast episode na to. Kasi you asked for this. People were messaging me about, Ate Risha, what's your thoughts on moving out? What's your thoughts on what home feels like? What is really home for you? And I feel like I'm in the right space to talk about this. And the past weeks are living testaments that I can share some good insights with everybody, with you. And I hope that you learned something from today's episode. So, without further ado, let's keep moving. The number one thing that I'd like to share in today's episode is the fact and the idea that you'll feel it when you're ready. People keep asking me my thoughts about moving out, just like what I said to you sa introduction ko. Nagbe-message kayo na what are my thoughts on moving out. Actually, parang feeling ko hindi naman ako literal na nag-move out. I still go home every week. I still go home when I can and when I need to. So parang hindi ko pa siya mako-consider na fully moving out. But it does sound and look like that. Anyway, so people were messaging me about moving out, things about moving out, solo living. Kasi parang for some time, na-experience ko naman talaga na I have to think of my own food, I have to think of my own laundry, I have to think of my own expenses, I have to budget and everything. Na-experience ko siya. And backstory, since 2022, pa ako naka-move out from home. So, umuwi lang ako pag bakasyon, kapag holiday season, kapag weekends. So, yun yung mga season na kailangan at gusto kong umuwi. Pero, it wasn't my initial plan. It wasn't my initial plan to move out kasi at that time, I was working. So, very comfortable ako sa bahay. And medyo uncomfy ako kapag may mga kasama akong ibang tao. And aminado naman ako na I'm really not so good at getting along with people. Kaya laging paalala ng parents ko kapag pupunta ako sa ibang bahay is to be conscious, to be self-aware, and to be sensitive with the people around me. So that's something that I had to learn and I had to adjust nung nag-decide na ako kasi nga nagka 4 to 7 p.m. class ako because of laboratory class. So it turns out this friend of mine back in senior high school reach out to me asking if gusto kong mag-dorm and if I can check the place and kung okay sa akin, then I should move in. So, ang nangyari, check the place. It was good. It was comfortable. Medyo malayo sa school pero super safe naman sa daan. Super tahimik. Magsasakay ka nga lang ng jeep pa school pero okay na sa akin yun. But more than ever, what I realized and my biggest take away from moving out, kasi I still believe na yung decision ko to move out, na magka-apartment ngayong college, is that I get to have freedom. Look at my smile right now. Kasi I think that's what I didn't have when I was still here sa Taal. So, recently kasi with everything, I kind of contemplated na I should move out and everything without ever appreciating that the reason why I want to move out, the reason why I want to be alone or do solo living is because I so appreciated the freedom and I so loved it. You know what? Every time kasi na dito ako umuwi, syempre growing up as a young woman, may curfew talaga. As in, my curfew talaga na unless na pinayagan ka talaga or may event at this particular time of the night, kailangan ganitong oras ka lang uuwi. I remember, niyakag ako nila Coach Alec magpunta ng Tagaytay. And sakto, parang kakauwi ko lang siya here. Hindi ako pinayagan. Kasi it's around 10 p.m. na. And sabi ko kila Coach Alec, sorry Coach, andito kasi ako sa Taal. So, pag dito talaga ako galing, kailangan kong magpaalam. And I have to respect the rules because this is not my house. This may be the home that I grew up in, but this is not my house, technically. This is still my parents' house. So, if this is their house, then I have to respect the rules. And I do not hate them for that. Kasi this is the rule eh. Growing up, I'm just thinking of the future. If I would have kids and they'll be staying in my house na kahit 22 na sila or older, I would still ask them to respect my rules because this is my house. And so I'm doing the same thing sa parents ko. But regardless, yeah, I enjoyed the freedom so much. And what I meant about you'll feel it when you're ready is that recently with work and with all that I do, I kind of, yeah, contemplated some ideas na, oh, after college, I should move out. I should have my own space. I should um do solo living and all that. Parang mga couple of weeks akong binagabag niyan. But now I realize something that I'll feel it when I'm ready. Moving out is not just about having a reason, it's about feeling it deep inside you. You'll notice kasi the discomfort of staying the same outweighs the fear of changing or the fear of change. And think about it, 'di ba? Parang did the younger you ever imagine where you are right now? Hindi, 'di ba? So right now that you think about it, it's a great sign that growth sneaks up on you. And one day, you realize that you're ready to step into something bigger than yourself. And you'll feel it when you're ready in a sense that you'll hear a knock on your door, and that is growth. You know, if you consider moving out, maybe not in the next few months or years, but in the near future, generally, ask yourself questions. Will you be able to 10 times your productivity if you're going to move out? What results can you measure if you move out? What practice do you commit to doing when you move out? What are the steps to support yourself financially when you move out? Is your emergency fund enough when you move out? Because this time, this is like a huge decision that you have to think of. It's now you this time when you move out, when you officially move out. It's not anymore about calling the parents and asking them na, ma pa, dumating na yung bills. No. It's you this time. Readiness doesn't mean having zero doubts because usually those who move out of nowhere, walang plano, sila yung nag-thrive. But it's more of the intention. Hindi yan zero doubts. Actually, super kabado kapag mag-move out ka if you're going to figure it out. But it means trusting yourself despite the doubts. So I meant it when I said, you'll feel it when you're ready. You'll feel it when there's a need for you to move out and you really wanted to move out. The next thing that I'd like to talk about is that home will always be there, but you can't stay there forever. Home is where you feel safe. Missing home is usual. Missing home is normal, but growth rarely happens in that zone. Growth rarely happens in comfort. If we stayed in places where we feel safe all the time, we'd never know who we can become. That's why a lot of people would always recommend go out of your hometown. There's a bigger world outside of your hometown. There's a bigger world outside your hometown waiting for you. Like literal waiting for you. You'll never feel that by staying in the same place, by doing the same routine, by meeting the same people, by absorbing the same energy. You'll never be able to be the person that you're meant to become. And it's not about living home kasi eh. It's about carrying home with you. The way you were raised, the lessons, the warmth, the values, yung mga bagay na yon will travel with you. So you are not living home. You are bringing values, lessons, how you were raised, behaviors with you. And I think that's beautiful. Kaya I would always be proud of how I was raised by my parents. I would always be proud of their strictness. I would always be proud of how they handled me growing up. because now I know why. Now that I was able to travel on my own, get to spend my own money, live solo, ngayon naiintindihan ko na life is not smooth sailing all the time. Na life can be a little harsh. And I know that the intention behind this strictness of my parents, of my family, is because they want to protect me. They want me to be safe. And it is all for my own good. And you realize that home isn't just a place. It's people, it's habits, it's communication, it's conversation, and even the little things that make you feel safe no matter where you are. That is what home feels like. That is what home really means. But at the same time, I also have to acknowledge na pag nakatikim ka na ng freedom, mahirap na takasan yun eh. Totoo to. Like, I've been out dito sa bahay. Kasi nga, I have my apartment in the city, sa Batangas City. I tasted freedom already. And it's so good. It tastes so good. Why? Because, uwi ako anytime. Hindi ako kakabahang umuwi kasi naghihintay yung papa ko sa labas kasi ang tagal kong umuwi. Or like, nagme-message yung mama ko na, saan ka na? Tapos ang nasa stress yung kapatid ko. Kasi ate, nasan ka na? Medyo mainit yung ulo ng dalawa, kailangan mo na umuwi. Wala nang ganon. And I love to take it positively. That uh, freedom gives you space to grow. Freedom gives you the opportunity to decide for yourself. Freedom gives you that space to take accountability and take ownership of your life without ever being influenced by other people. And outgrowing some people, even if they're your family, even if there are people close to you, doesn't mean you look down on them. It means that you're honoring your own journey this time. It means that maybe for the first time in your life, baka pwedeng ikaw muna. Baka pwedeng yung growth mo muna. Baka pwedeng you have to grow yourself so much para sabay-sabay kayong aangat. I remember this particular post that I read lang yata sa social media, Facebook yata. This is like the story of Kong. Parang sinabi niya yata sa Kong TV, parang sinabi niya yata sa family niya na this season, ngayon muna, hindi muna ako magbibigay sa inyo or hindi muna ako magsuspoil and all that. Gamitin ko muna tong perang to grow the business, to grow where I am. Kasi kung tutulungan ko pa kayo, sabay-sabay tayong babagsak. And look at them now, 'di ba? So it's a matter of communication, it's a matter of being honest, and it's a matter of prioritizing your own so that you don't get to compensate the most important thing in your life right now, which is not just your family, your career, your future, your life. Your family might see you differently when you go back home. I always feel that. Whether they say it out loud or not, they'll notice your independence, the way you carry yourself, or even the way you respond to situations. You're not the same person who left. And you will never be the same person that left. Kasi iba ka na eh. When you get to go to places and stay there even just for a week, what more, di ba, kung months yan, kung several weeks, kung taon yan, you'll be a different person. Not because you changed, but because you absorb different perspectives, different energies, and hopefully that's for the better. Nag-live ako ng TikTok gabi, and I loved how people responded. Kasi parang, oh my gosh, yung mga tanong nila, nakaka-relate talaga ako. Somebody asked there na, how do I handle my strict parents if I wanna date? Kasi super strict nila. And I would always say that you have to understand where your parents are coming from. That's still your home. You have to understand where your parents are coming from. Bakit ba sila nagagalit sa'yo? Bakit ba sila nagiging strict? Bakit ka nila pinagbabawalan? It may be because they experience the same thing. Baka ayaw ka lang nila masaktan. Baka ayaw ka lang nila to go through some stressful situations. You have to understand that. But at the same time, you have to gain their trust. You have to gain and you have to make them believe that, oh, I can trust you naman. That I can see from afar that you can handle yourself. So what makes me stop you pa from doing anything else? And I think that's what happened to me. It's so important for me to gain my parents' trust so that it's easier for me moving forward. Na hindi yung palagi na lang feeling ko kaya nila ako pinagbabawalan ay dahil hindi sila nagtitiwala sa akin. So your main goal right now is to do something to earn your parents' trust. Because you have to meet halfway. Ayun. That's my second point. I hope that made sense to you. But home will always be there. But you can't stay there forever. By the way, if you're currently finding value in today's episode, I'd really appreciate it if you can take a moment to give this episode a 5-star rating or like this if you are in YouTube, and your ratings, your reviews, your response would really help us reach more people and continue delivering meaningful content. So, yeah, I would totally appreciate it, guys. The third thing or the final thing I'd like to talk about is the idea of sacrificing opportunities is a sign of maturity, because that is what I've been learning recently. That is how I outgrew my younger self. Na-realize ko na yung bigat pala ng exams ko this semester, yung thesis ko, tapos may natira pa akong isang major, may OJT pa, and all of the schedule, hindi ko kaya. Schedule-wise, hindi ko kaya. I had to stop working. I had to turn down an opportunity. I had to leave kasi sobrang bigat talaga ng schedule ko sa school this semester. And I took it upon myself to finish muna and be focused this semester kasi I feel like this is my one big shot and I have to give my all. The semester, big exams, big decisions, it all feels like a lot because it's a lot. But pressure only exists in spaces where growth is happening. Walking away from big opportunities is not failure. It's courage and wisdom. And the younger you might have said yes to everything, but the older you understand your principles and your priorities. Not every door, and I want you to listen to this carefully, not every door that opens is meant to be walked through. Again, not every door that opens is meant to be walked through. Sometimes, stepping back from a big opportunity, from an opportunity that you feel like is for you, means that you're making space for something that is a priority, for something better that, is more aligned with your long-term goals. So you have to ask yourself, am I letting this go because I'm scared? Or because I know it's not right for me at this time? Remember that the you that moves out isn't the same you that moves back in. Every time you leave home and return, you come back slightly different. More independent, more resilient, more self-aware, more wisdom, more matured. Moving out isn't just about physically leaving home or the physical space. It's about emotional and also mental growth. You'll see the same surroundings. You'll see the same people. You'll see the same structure and buildings, and you'll see the same hometown. But you won't see them the same way because you have a lot of experiences that you did when you moved out or when you left. The goal isn't to move out forever. At some point, you'll always miss home. And the goal isn't to move out forever. It's to build a version of yourself that can thrive wherever life takes you. So, right now, I want you to learn to appreciate home in new ways. Maybe this isn't about really outgrowing our younger selves. This isn't about that. This is about learning to appreciate home in new ways. When you leave, and I realize this, when you leave, you realize all the small things that you once took for granted. The late night talks with your family, the dinner, the little conversations with your sister, the comfort of your childhood bed, or even your favorite meal na si mama o si papa lang ang nakakagawa. Those moments that you took for granted was made just right. You didn't just appreciate it because you're busy thinking about leaving, thinking about all the other things. Absence makes this moment more meaningful. And you won't learn this by just staying in the same place. You will only learn this by moving out, traveling, going to places. So it's all meant to happen for you. The real growth isn't just leaving, it's learning how to return. Can you carry your independence while still being part of your family dynamic? Can you still respect your parents and your whole family, even with a lot of experiences that you did when you left? Can you appreciate the past without being pulled back into the old versions of yourself? Can you really stand up for yourself when no one in the family can because you're not home? These are the lessons that only time, tanging oras lang, at distance, ang makakapagturo sa atin. So I hope that one of your biggest takeaway from this conversation that we have is that it is completely okay to outgrow your younger self, to outgrow people, to outgrow situations, to outgrow places, to outgrow the younger you. But always, always come back home. May it be to your family, may it be to your community, may it be to the people who helped you, may it be to the place that helped you become who you are. Because you will always feel the need to go to places, to grow, to go big. But never ever forget coming back home. And please carry with you respect, love, resilience, motivation, and integrity. Because I think above anything else, that's the most important. That's about it, everybody. Thank you so much for spending time with me. I can be very emotional right now because I'm just like everybody else. Even sa start pa lang ng year, is just making ends meet or like just trying things out and being tested by the universe. But I hope you learned something today. And I'd love to know your thoughts palagi. Do you want to go solo living? Share it in the comments. And also for the poll naman, have you thought about moving out soon? Or parang, have you really thought about moving out? Do you want to move out? Kasi I've seen people na parang even if they are in their late 20s, 30s, nasa parents pa din nila. But how about you? Have you ever considered moving out? If you enjoyed this episode also, please share it with a friend. Yung friend na parang nag-introduce tayo na parang ang sarap naman mag-solo living and all that. Because they might need a little encouragement and hopefully this episode will be that encouragement. And you can also share your favorite takeaways on social media and don't forget to tag me. Again, this has been your friend and your host, Risha. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Know that I am grateful for you. I've always been. And I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you big time. I'll see you soon, and until then, don't forget to always keep moving. Bye!